alcohol. I don't drink at all. I don't even think about it. It's like in the same bucket as like heroin.
For clarification, he never did heroin.
Welcome to Brand Talk with Rachel and Drew. I'm Drew.
I'm Rachel.
Today we're going to talk a little bit about things that you should give up if you want to build a successful business, and just kind of get a little personal here with you guys and let you see behind the curtain on kind of when things kind of shifted for us, challenges that we face now, and things that we do and don't do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well,
you go first.
Oh, man. So I will start with alcohol. I don't drink at all, ever. I don't even think about it. So it's like in the same bucket as like heroin. Like I just don't think about it. You know? So that was where...
For clarification, he never did heroin.
Thank you for that. Yeah. Like, oh, damn, Drew's done some serious shit. No.
Oh, my gosh.
Haven't. But I just don't... So that was a decision that I made on my own around the beginning of Rachel and I's relationship, but it's not new. So in my mid-20s, I didn't drink for like 4.5 years. So I previously gave it up. And then that's when I started my first business, and like I really kind of elevated what I was doing. Because before that, I was a bartender, and I'd be drinking till early morning, and going out when the sun's up is awful, from work. So it was part of like, I was crafty where I was able to facilitate it within my work. So I was making money. I could justify it,
And just for anybody who's wondering, like, timeline of us,
6 months ago, I was...
What?
I'm joking.
No. We met in 2020. So April of 2020, when the world's shut down, right? Mm-hmm. We met in the end of April of 2020. So like I had 2 kids from a previous marriage. I was a widowed single mom. Drew was a single dad of 1 kid, Ollie. And so that's kind of where our story picks up, just to kind of fill everybody in if they were wondering. Yeah.
And I was drinking at the time. I think you had brought over, I had asked you to bring over some wine.
Yeah, you asked me.
And you did. And she did.
But I was like, oh, okay, well, yeah, I did. And then you wanted me to go get another one.
No, we went together.
No, we didn't.
I asked you to go by yourself? No.
No. You asked.
That's not my vibe.
No, you asked me. No, I think
bringing
we did.
One, yeah, probably.
Yeah. You wanted me to bring 2, and I brought 1 because I was like, we're not having 2 bottles of wine. I just met you. Like, I haven't met you yet. I'm not bringing 2 bottles over. And I know where that leads. It's kind of what I was thinking in my mind. And so I was like, no, I'm bringing 1. And so, but yes,
it was Bonterra.
Organic, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So I was like, oh, he's a healthy boy, likes organic. Okay.
I am a healthy boy, and I do like organic.
But that's what you did to probably feel better about the wine is, well, it's organic. So
yeah, less sulfites and nitrates.
Yeah, less hangover.
No.
Not for you.
No, not for me.
All right, guys, real quick. If you're a salon owner who's tired of grinding behind the chair with nothing to show for it but a sore back and an inconsistent bank account, you need to BYOB, build your own brand. This is our signature program helping salon owners all across the country launch their own private label hair extension line under your name with your profit margins and your rules.
It's not just about services. It's about creating an actual brand that can sell while you sleep. Our students are launching their own Shopify stores, wholesaling to local stylists, and finally stepping into the CEO seat without having to reinvent the wheel.
We're literally handing you the playbook. Branding, fulfillment, marketing, legal, all of it. If you've got the hustle, we've got the system.
Click the link in the description below to book a discovery call with our team. Let's build a business that works for you and not the other way around.
BYOB, because doing hair should be because you want to, not because you have to.
So, I mean, we just... And that was that time, So we were, a lot of people were doing whatever the heck everyone was doing at that time.
Think about the time that, not even the year of time, but just the theme of the year was like stress for business owners, right? Mm-hmm. And so the thing to that
pivot,
that was the keyword of the year, yes. Uh-huh. But the theme of that whole time frame was like stress. And then that led people to wanting to escape, feel better, decompress, disconnect, whatever, which was utilizing, at least for you, the thing was alcohol, right?
Alcohol, and then I would come back up on it with Adderall.
Yeah.
So, which I was prescribed to.
Yeah, I was like, no, sir.
Don't touch that stuff either.
Not up in here.
And I was doing that, playing that game, and but I was learning. So I was justifying it by
You'd be up late.
I was in
learning,
a deep learning pattern to figure out how to run a digital company. Like, really, how do you market? How do you do this? You know, because there was people that were doing big things, and I was like, I'm smarter than that person, pretty sure, and they're doing more than me, like way more than me. So I had to figure it out. Spent my last like $3,000 on learning how to build digital companies. You know, and
But what was how did that impact our relationship, and like what got you to the point where you're like, I'm not, because I obviously didn't want you to do either of those things, but you had to come to that realization on your own.
Yeah,
because you're not gonna. I couldn't change you.
No,
right?
No, and it was just as you and I got going, you know, because there was you had always seen this, like, I don't know, you saw what we could do before I saw it. Like, you've always seen like our home and all this, you know, you're still doing it. You still decorate the upstairs. I'm like, I don't know what you're doing.
But you like the result.
I don't like the result. So, but it's still at the same time, like, I guess you can trim up halfway up the wall. I don't understand it. Looks like a picket fence, but it looks great. But it's but that's just how it is with you and I, you know, on some things. So at the time when I had really decided to not drink anymore, I think we had a big argument in like Cancun, you know, for me, you know, so it was
bad.
Yeah, and it was heated, and it wasn't good. You know, it's never gotten like physical with us or anything like that, but it was just not a good time. So it was fueled by alcohol, you know. So as we were getting serious, I had to make I had to make a decision, you know. I had to choose. I was like, this is going to fall apart if I keep doing things this way, or if not, then we're going to have issues. We got baby coming in.
Yeah.
Little Memphis. It's okay.
It's fine.
It's good.
Yeah. Thank you. Can you bring me a blanket? Thank you.
The dog is like, what is that?
Yeah, it's a human. It's a little baby.
She's never seen anything like that before. So let's painting a picture, guys. They got a little dog, Brandy. It just met her.
It's a girl.
Brandy is seeing Memphis. She's like, what is that? So,
but
is your boob in the clip?
I don't think so. And I'm getting a blanket. I'm getting a blanket. It's okay. But like, so you had to decide, okay, I'm doing this. It's causing problems.
Well, you came, I mean, you know, you really wanted to lock this down.
Oh my gosh, stop.
You know?
Stop.
And you gave me an ultimatum.
You know what you want to tell him what my grandpa said?
No.
You know what I'm about to say?
Yes, he was a dick when I met him. Like, he was so mean. It's like, I haven't done anything but great things here with your granddaughter.
He saw that he, like, you weren't being who you could be or were.
No, he was just being a protective father figure.
Okay, well, let me tell you guys what Papa said. And Papa said, and this was at Evan's birthday party. So I think you and I had literally only known each other for like
maybe
a
came
month.
To, and I had COVID at that party.
So thanks for that.
Didn't know that.
Everybody. Well, and you were hungover as well at the party.
No, I wouldn't have came hungover. I would have canceled.
I'm sorry. You later that day got hammered and then were hungover the following day.
That sounds more like me.
Yeah.
At the time.
Well, so my grandpa was not a fan at the time. He was like,
I was sick.
Okay. Well,
not hungover. Let's be clear.
Okay. All right, fine. But he was not a fan.
And I was respectful.
Yes. But he also was like, you know, I don't know about this guy. He was like, he had reservations, right? And so he ended up, is all that going to be an issue out there with the guy blowing the
just part
leaves?
Of
okay. It's just what's happening. Yeah.
Just what's happening.
Sound effects.
Yeah.
So anyways, later, like years later, my grandpa, and obviously you and Papa have like an amazing relationship now and have for many years.
Yeah. We're very close.
Yeah. But he had actually said to me, he's like, I got to give it to you, Rachel. You sure do know how to polish a turd. I was like, Papa, seriously?
Dude.
Thank you.
No context on who I am.
Oh my gosh.
You know?
But I saw the same thing. Not what he said, but I saw the same thing in the sense of like, okay, I think I got the baby covered up now. So sorry for any side noise of him eating, but I saw the same thing as I was like, okay, I know, because I'm like, okay, I know the conversations we're having. I know that you're not being who you really are, and I saw that. I saw you battling with that. And instead of just like leaving, you high and dry or not, like the easier path at the time would have been like, oh, well, I'm just, I'm going to just go over here and we won't give this a go. Right. That would have probably been the easier thing at the time. But I wanted to, I don't know. I just knew we were like meant to be together. I don't know how else to explain it. Mm-hmm. And so,
well, you came up, and I'm not trying to sound cool, but like you came in with like this level of certainty about us, and it was like wasn't like bad at all. It was I don't even know if the right word is influential, but no, that's not the right word. Like you just had this certainty about what we were doing when we were doing it, mm-hmm. that I couldn't ignore. The confidence that was surrounding you and I.
Well, I also was like, okay, like you're a dad, like I'm a mom, like you have a kid, I have 2 kids. Like if we're gonna actually, like if we're even gonna attempt this, like you have to be all in. And like I was down to be all in, you know what I mean? And just like inclusive of everything. Like it doesn't matter, regardless of the 2 bad habits you had at the time that you yourself knew were bad habits.
Yeah,
like you knew,
I was working on them.
Knew it was a problem.
Very open about it.
Yes, yeah. It wasn't like you weren't aware. Like you were fully aware. But then you just kind of kept like kind of succumbing to like this. It was like your, everybody has like their demons or whatever. Like that was like the thing for you, and for me, my addiction, if you will, was like working, and that was like what I would throw myself into, like if to avoid my feelings or, whatever. Like I was a widowed single mom at the time. Like I was just like threw myself into work, and like it looked impressive to everybody else, but it was like destroying me, and my ability to be close with anyone, and even my own kids, unfortunately. And so that was the thing that I battled with. And so like, notice how like we're being super open and honest with you guys about like, his things that he had to give up, which was obviously alcohol and Adderall, like stimulants, I'd say. And
like to party.
Yeah, Drew likes to party.
Not really. I'm actually like in bed at like 9:30 now.
Yeah, you're grandpa now. It's funny because after we moved in together and stuff, you I forget who you were talking to. Maybe it was Derek, your best friend, and you were like, I live in a cul-de-sac now. You go for like living in like a high rise in Houston, downtown Houston, and then
running
you're
my
like
business
in a freaking cul-de-sac with a camper and 4 kids.
Like, what happened?
3 kids at the time.
Yeah.
It's interesting how like now obviously it's 2025 and like looking back 5 years, which is crazy, that like not only like kind of where we are now together, because like I mean I think we knew, okay, yeah, like we want to have a big life together, we want to create things together, we want to have.
That was like known, like we knew that.
Yeah, of
like
course.
I could feel how big our life was going to be, and that's better said. Like I could feel how big our life, and I just knew.
We're not even like there yet. I don't think either at all.
No,
like
we're
like
started.
Yeah, I'm like spring chicken. But yeah, we both knew that, and then but I'm saying like looking back 5 years, like all of what we're doing and everything, like none of the details of it necessarily were super clear then, but just the concept was. And so I think because we were both super like committed to that, like not necessarily interested in like how do we get there, but
like more so helping each other out.
Yes, we did. And that's really like how we started working together anyway, was us helping each other, because like you were working really, really hard, like with sales and marketing and like trying to get the gym up and going. And then you obviously pivoted, not going, but back up from COVID. And then you were just like, to hell with it. Like I'm going online. Like that's just like where everyone's at. That's like what we need to do. And then for me, like I had already, in 2019, I had launched like coaching just with me and, you know, this person I was working with at the time. We're like trying to do that together. And then, you know, obviously the salon tanked because of COVID. And then we're trying to like, okay, pause the coaching thing, you know, as best I could, because I still had people I was coaching, but I was like, I have to save my own business. Like no one has dealt with this before. Like I instinctively and like trial and error kind of had to
There's no books.
dig us out of that situation. And you helped me with that too, like being able to do that. And then that stabilized, you know, within a couple months, and like we were good to go. And we're like, okay, like now I can focus back on the online education and stuff. And so, you know, it was just, I think, instinctively, step by step, you know, like one foot at a time, literally just kind of walking towards the life that we want. And we're still doing that right now. But I'd say for me, I had to give up like staying up till 3 a.m. working, because that doesn't work. Like, you know, but I didn't have anybody else that like, I didn't have anybody to, you know, say otherwise to me at the time. I mean, I had 2 kids, and I was just like, I was trying to build an online company while also being a full-time hairstylist, a full-time educator, and a full-time salon owner, you know? So it's like, well, there has to be time somewhere, because I just had to make time, and that was just by staying awake, you know, and doing that. And so for me, my issue, I would say, was probably like being a workaholic. And then obviously like I was highly caffeinated, like holy shit, like extremely caffeinated, you know? So, you know, but that allowed me to do that, you know, and be able to stay up and get what I need to get done. But it wasn't healthy either. And I think the summary between the alcohol and, you know, the stimulants, and then the obviously stimulants of energy drinks and staying up late, is that just the core commonality is it was not healthy.
Yeah, I think now it's like the opposite. So
and we weren't very effective at that time either. Like, no, doing it that way.
Trying to figure it out, you know? So it's like now it's early to bed, it's healthy food, it's vitamins. Like we're doing the opposite. Like we're not trying to push over a lack of sleep. Like we're trying to make sure that all of our T's are crossed and I's are dotted so we can perform during the day. More so now. But with the alcohol for me, like that was a no-brainer when it was time to do it. And I'd always been this way. Like I'd always wanted to be healthy, fit, like since I was little. You know, I always wanted to be good at things. I think that the thing that's always scared me is like average, like being average at things, or not excellent at certain things. Like I've been like this since I was little. I can remember in 6th grade, this started. Like, when did this begin? So 6th grade, I started. They started with like drawing. Like I would draw a lot. Like I was pretty good at drawing when I was little. And this one kid his name was Matt Rhodes, 6th grade. He would draw. He was so talented. Like he was really good at drawing cartoons. This little kid. He was incredible. And it just ate me alive that I couldn't get even close to how good this guy was at drawing. You know, and I didn't do anything with it, but that's maybe where it began, and that turned into the guitar and music when I was like 9. I saw a talent show. Richie Richardson played Basket Case by Green Day and blew my mind. Immediately got a guitar, started taking lessons for like 4 years straight. Mm-hmm. You know, that's just what I do, you know, now.
You love to learn, and I think that the alcohol and all that stuff, like,
made me dumber.
Well,
slowed, like sabotage my.
You're still super smart during that time, but it was unfortunate. It was sad for me to see that, because I know that you love to learn, and it was sad for me to see that you were having to do that. You were having to bring yourself back up with Adderall to then go learn. You know what I mean? And like, you'd almost like just, it was sad because it was like you were fighting this thing. It's like, I want to learn. I want to have this like really great life, this big life. But then like I have this thing that I like constantly keeps knocking me back down. It was like, there's a lot of, I felt like there was like, I don't know. I felt like I could see you being disappointed in yourself for like, you did it again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You let it happen again.
And I wasn't like, I wasn't getting in trouble with like the law.
No.
I
You
wasn't,
were just
I wouldn't
affecting
drive.
yourself.
Yeah, I wouldn't drive or do anything stupid. I just had a bad habit that was lingering, and it wasn't crazy, but it was not good for me and what I wanted my life to look like. You know?
Yeah, for sure. And what was that time? I specifically remember when you quit, like for sure. And that really wasn't until I'd say maybe February of 2022 was when you like officially quit drinking. Because you had like spurts where you're like you know, there was lots
Like
of
months.
attempts. Yeah. But then there would be like this one-off thing where you'd be like, you know, you would. And then, so although I haven't, I mean, I would say back in high school, I was a complete moron, and I was like, I was smart, but I was a moron at the same time. I was smart in school. You know, I was hardworking, all those things, but I was like, and I knew better, but I would still like go drink and party with, you know, people that were not good, bad news bears. And so I struggled with alcohol then. And then I would say like maybe intermittently in my, adult life, like maybe occasionally and struggle meaning like just couldn't just have like a couple. I would just be like, okay, like gonna go out and get plastered, and then I'm not gonna drink for like 5 months, you know, kind of thing. So for me, you know, it wasn't hard for me to give up alcohol at that time that you were giving it up, because I was like, well, I'm not gonna drink. And you would say, well, no, like you can drink. It doesn't bother me. But I didn't want to drink during that time because I wanted to be supportive of you and what you were doing. And I think that that's important for people here to listen in on, because if you are, if your spouse is struggling with something, you know, and if I was struggling with something, it would mean the world to me if you gave up whatever that thing was, even if it wasn't bad for you, but it was bad for me. Like, you know, being able to support the other one in that pursuit of that. And I felt like, okay, it's more likely to happen. It's more likely for this to turn out the way that you want if I just don't even like it's just not even around. Like there's no alcohol around. Like we have no alcohol in our house. Like, you know, like you're not at a point right now in your journey where, you know, like if I left a bottle of wine on the counter for a whole week, like I don't think you would touch it, you know? But it's just still not around. But at that time, it you know,
I got rid of all the like wine glasses. I got
like you have to. So
out.
The point of us sharing this with you guys is that you have to give up like anything that is going to potentially take you back to whatever that thing is. So if you're trying to build a big life, you're trying to, you know, like, because I mean, thinking back like 5 years ago, I mean, there was a moment where I was like, okay, like this isn't going to work, you know, like, and I wanted it to work so badly, but I was like, I almost felt like dumb at the time. I was just like, why am I like I can't change him. Like he's going to have to make that decision to like go this way or not, you know? And I think you felt that pull too. And you did make that decision. I'm glad that we both made the right decision because we're together today. But, you know, I think people need to understand that it may not, whether it's alcohol or it's being a workaholic or whatever. So for me, one of the things that I have to be really careful of is I can very quickly fall back into the workaholic mode where, like, if, for example, if Drew, you know, like you went to Dallas to get your teeth done or whatever, one time and I was like, oh my gosh, I can stay up till 3 a.m. working and like no one's going to talk to me about it, you know? But, you know, it's like, I did that and I stayed up late and I did work and I, you know, was like, oh my gosh, look at me. I'm so busy, you know, but at the same, I felt like shit the next day. I had a work hangover, you know? Yeah. So it's like, you know, having someone that can support you in it and then also eliminating distraction. So for me, eliminating the distraction or the opportunity to work like that would be like this maternity leave. I did not bring my laptop home. I did not bring my work computer home at all. I brought my iPad home, and honestly, for probably 4 of the 6 weeks, my iPad was actually sitting over here, and I didn't even touch it, you know, because I know that if I could go there, you know, like I could
Narnia.
Yes, like I could, and I would have so much fun, but what would I be saying no to at that time? It would be like saying no to Memphis, saying no to myself of what, I need. Like I need this time with him. I need a maternity leave, that kind of thing. And we kind of talked about that a little bit this morning over breakfast, but the things that are, salon owners or business owners or just people in general, like trying to pursue something, whether it be
anything,
your business, it's a fitness goal, it's a health goal, a relationship goal. Like you have to be able to just without, your own BS getting in the way, like see what's the thing? Cause everyone has a thing. What's your thing?
What you doing? Or what are you not doing?
Yeah. All right, guys, I got to tell you about an incredible event that you don't want to miss. It's happening in Palm Springs, September 13th through the 15th. This is something that is going to be the event of the year for CEOs who are wanting to build their wealth. So if that's you, I'm going to put a link in the description below for you to get your ticket. Don't miss it. Now back to the episode.
I think Jordan Peterson said something really great. He said, think about the thing that you know that you're doing that you should not be doing and give that thing up.
Yeah.
He said it way more eloquently and
I bet he
intelligent than that. But
it's a little suitsy.
I'm gonna dumb it down for you. But there's something, and I thought about that a lot. Like I would think about that, and like I would just like roll that around in my head. Like there's a couple things, with it was the Adderall, is the alcohol. Alcohol was the biggest. Because alcohol opened the doors to other. I was like, if I can get rid of that, I can handle like 90% of my issues.
Well, the only reason I think the
Too much
Adderall
spending,
thing
going
came
out
in,
late,
I think the only reason the Adderall thing came into play for you back in 2020 was because you felt so terrible from the alcohol, like literally, like your body's withdrawing from it, and you needed something to help you be awake, right? Mm. And obviously that was energy drinks, but then there was a point where like that didn't quite cut it, so you had to like do something else, right?
Yeah.
So that's really the only reason that
I never took it beyond that, but yeah, there was.
Play.
But there was that stuff's not good.
No,
that's bad stuff, man.
No, my gosh.
So I think I don't know.
I've never taken it, but I've seen it. And I'm like, yikes.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
Especially because you were prescribed a lot.
Yeah, he prescribed me 90 milligrams a day. This old guy, like. That's a lot. I was high.
I just remember I like used your bathroom like the first
big old
day
bottle.
We met. That when you invited me over to cook, you cooked dinner and you invited me over, and I was meeting you for the first time.
I was going to say I would not invite you over to have you cook.
No, you cooked. But and it was a great meal. Dinner. But I obviously had to go to the bathroom, and at a certain point, and I went to the bathroom and I saw your Adderall bottle, and I was kind of like, oh, like, what's that, And I was just curious, like, like that. I didn't know the dose, of course, because, I like Google everything.
I think like 30 is a lot.
And I was like, that's a really high dose. Like, I hope he's taking like half in the morning and half at night, or half every other day, or whatever.
Nope.
I didn't understand.
Full send. Sending it.
Yeah, I know. I didn't understand like all that. And then obviously once I got to know you more, I was like, this is what's happening over here.
The Adderall was a short spurt. I didn't do that very long because it was just unsustainable. Yeah. And then your sleep, so that sucked.
Yeah.
And then you don't really actually. Well, for me, like I thought I was getting a lot done. It's like
But you were sleeping like most of the next day. Like you wouldn't wake up until 12 or 1.
Yeah, and you'd have all these windows. And in your head, and you would take that stuff, and then it's like there's 1,000 windows, and you're going to go in every single window. So, and you do it. Yeah. And then you get through all the windows, and you're like, all I've been doing is going in windows. I actually got nothing done. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I've been like running around doing stuff in my brain, but it sucks.
Yeah, but I think it's 2 cups
of coffee now. Good.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. I think it's good that, like, obviously you can look back and see, like, and when we look back, it's not, we don't feel bad about it. We're just kind of like, that was that. And this is now, and so it's a definite contrast. And I definitely know in my bones that like we would not be together if I didn't, make space to have a relationship and, and get my workaholicism under control. And then also like you being able to give up the alcohol for sure. Like we wouldn't have made it here. Like our marriage, like and God is so, so crucial. And that's in the center of our relationship and the center of our family, our businesses. Like, why don't you walk them through? Like, obviously we've talked about a lot about things we've given up. What are things that we had to like put into play? Like things we had to say yes to and like pursue to be here and to be worthy to go even further than here.
We had to pursue a tremendous amount of responsibility and discipline. We had to pursue God, our religion. That became the center of what we do, and we go back to it all the time. Volunteering, just doing more good, focusing more on the good, and then everywhere.
There's a sticker I have on my computer. You've seen it. I've transferred it from computer to computer to computer, but it says "Be good to people."
It was in the Jeep.
Yeah, it was there, and then I moved it to my computer. Yeah.
No.
But yeah, it's just something to think about is being good to people and just trying to treat people. And it's hard, especially when you employ people, because like there are moments where you do have to fire someone, or somebody has their mind made up about, or they quit and they have their mind made up about you and how they think you are and all this stuff. And it's like, whether you agree with it or not, I think if you can just live honestly and try to make the best decisions that you possibly can and not act maliciously or, be a psychopath and chew out your employees or whatever, I think you can, if you can just focus on being good to people, I think what happens when people move forward or move on or whatever, it doesn't affect you as much. Like it doesn't like knock you down as much because you know that you know who you are and you know what you do.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a little dog. She's just listening. And but we had to pursue some other things that we had to do is we had to get good at business, and we had to get good at helping people get to their goals. We had to get good at, like for me, I have to manage myself, and my energy. A lot of kids, a lot of employees, a lot of kids, a lot of problems. So something that I even got more serious and more dialed in on is my physical, my mental health, just by reading and learning. That makes my brain happy. Spiritual health, my physical health, and those are all crucial things that I had to do better at to pursue with like what we're doing, because what we're doing is really, really hard, really hard.
Yeah, I think one of the things that I think we've also had to get really, really, first, the goal was just getting familiar with, and then it was like getting good at and then getting great at is making decisions. And because we wouldn't be able to help people that we're helping and be able to help people build their business or any of those things if we didn't do that with our own, right? And be able to like create things that didn't exist to solve problems that we had, which we realized were then also problems that other people had. And being able to create solutions to our own problems that were accurate and would be scalable for others, and that all circles, thinking that I haven't thought about it this way, but that all circles back to just being able to make decisions. And, that I think is, because like we're sitting here today, like there was decisions to buy this house. There was a decision to tour this house, to hire Brooks, to, buy this camera, start a podcast. There was a decision to try for another baby. Like there's just decisions. And if we were just hung up or, thinking about it, considering it, all these different things, like we wouldn't be able to have what we have, And I think it's interesting that like as we were started this episode today, obviously Adit walks in with a little baby, and I'm like, well, gosh, I'm so glad that we said yes to each other because we have this little guy, that wouldn't be here had we not. So or
Hendrix.
Or Hendrix, yeah. Or even like Kenzie and Evan being adopted, you know, being Kenzie and Evan Thomas, you know, like there's so many things, but committing, and I definitely think that, you know, there's a lot that we have in common, but for sure going all in on whatever we're doing.
That's one of the things for me, like as a man, the what I mean by the level of responsibility and discipline, like to adopt kids and to, like, if you told me 6 years ago, I would be adopting 2 kids and have a total of 5.
Live in a cul-de-sac and have a camper.
Yeah. Like, no.
And a Sprinter van.
Like, you got the wrong guy. Wrong dude. That's not me.
And be sober.
You know, I got a addiction issue I'm working on. Like, what? You know?
This probably drove you to drink more, honestly, if you knew all that.
You would think, but no drinking. I get all my stuff from you know, my physicals, like jiu-jitsu and working out, and it makes me happy. And then the challenge, doing challenging things makes me happy.
But you were able to take a bad habit and create new habits that are good and positive.
Yeah, I broke,
which is important, because usually everyone has addictive tendencies. You have to literally trade one for another.
Well, I think it's the same. So for me, like how I think about it, he's just staring at you.
He's so cute. He's just smiling.
Hi.
And then you're so pretty.
So there's like trading, like one thing being like addicted to alcohol or whatever a thing might be for an individual, is like I took the scaffolding that had me do that, and I removed all of the things that I was doing, and then I just reapplied it to marketing and learning ads, meta, you know, learning how to build a sales team, because building a sales team is not the same thing as doing sales. It's a totally different deal.
It requires a lot of patience.
Tremendous amount of patience. Oh my goodness. But like we just had, you know, one of our programs, we were able to bring on another client while we're in here, and our sales team did it, like our discovery team, who's incredible, you know. And I've had to let a lot of people go that just can't, they just don't get the discipline and the responsibility that's required to help people truly.
Well, and it's important because, like, especially as we have been able to build that process out and be able to then train and develop. It's the same thing as salons. Like, you got the stylist who's in training and developing the next, you know, generation to take that role. Same thing with the sales side. Getting you out of the sales seat, getting, you know, me in a different seat in the fulfillment side, being able to do that. It's like this person is essentially an extension of you or me, and we want them to be able to provide just as great of an experience, listen just as well on a call, provide just as much value and solution, if it makes sense, you know, as we would, and not like, because we care so much about our clients and our future clients that we haven't even met yet, you know, and because we know what these things, you know, will do for them in their business and their life.
And I think
what they've done for those things have given us what we have now. And we're just sharing those.
And before to talk about maybe what you asked me earlier, what had changed. I always knew who I was, but I wasn't acting in alignment with who I am. So now all my actions, and I'm not perfect. No one's perfect, but there's an alignment of the things I think, the things I do on a daily basis. You know, where before I was doing things that didn't align with who I am. You're
just being honest with yourself.
Yeah, and no one's perfect. No one will ever be perfect, but I can honestly stand behind what I do.
I think it's I mean, life's hard anyway, but I think it's easier when you can just be you.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm even thinking about that right now. Like, obviously, I was just thinking, I was like, have I ever seen anybody film a podcast with a freaking baby? Like, never in my life. And we listen to a lot of podcasts, and we watch podcasts, and I've never seen that.
Got a baby and a dog in here. Yeah,
we do. But you know, but it's like, we're just being us. Like, we have enough pressure and stress and problems and challenges and whatever that's already happening in life, no matter what anyway. Oh, excuse you, Memphis. He's burped. But it's like, to sit here and try to act all perfect and everything has to be 100% perfect to be able to film the podcast. You know what I mean? Like, whatever.
We're
Like,
on real.
yeah, like we have a baby. This is Memphis, and we film on Thursdays. And guess what?
MILF. Wow.
This
Wow.
list. Memphis needed his milk during the podcast, so that's what we're doing.
Memphis and milk.
Yeah.
That's why you said MILF.
I'm so sorry. I have a list, and he just farted on my hand, the baby. But that's just what's happening. Like that's the season of life we're in, and you know,
Well, you said something really good. It's we know who we are now. Like I know who I am. You know, I know myself. Like I know my thoughts. Like I'm cool with someone following me around with a camera 24/7. Like there's nothing like I wouldn't want someone to see, you know, and that wasn't always the case, you know, and it's a relief to be able to do that. Cause I don't think a lot of people can do that, you know, or just be honest with themselves, you know.
Either they care what the other people are gonna think, or they feel like they have to look perfect, or
that's what I mean by that. Like it's all good, you know. Everything is we are who we are, you know.
Yeah,
and that's important.
So I think when you guys are kind of like thinking through, maybe there's some things that you see in our stories and your own story. You know, I'm not sure, but you know, it's not for me to know. It's for you guys to know. And, you know, maybe not. Maybe this is an episode that's helpful to share with a friend or somebody. But, you know, we're all on this journey of life, right? And I think if you can just live honestly, you know, make decisions, put your best foot forward in front of, not your perfect foot, but your best foot forward, step by step, and just try and just make moves, make decisions, and just live honestly and just present yourself as best you can in the season that you're in. I think you'll in 5 years, like us, be able to look back. It's not gonna take you 5 years, but like along the way, like looking back and seeing like, wow, I'm proud of myself, you know, because I'm proud of you. And looking back and seeing that, you know, that's, oh my gosh, ugh. You're loving this. You're loving seeing me. You're just like eating it up. You'll be able to see how far you've come.
Yeah. So there's a lot of people relying on you to figure out whatever it is you're going to figure out. Right. So that was something that struck me a long time ago. That's why it was so easy when I did quit all the things. Like it was. I had such a hard time with it, and then when I quit, it was like a no-brainer. It was easy.
Well, and also too, like you have a bunch of like kids looking to you, and like the responsibility as a father. Yeah. You know, and I feel like there's, I forget what stat I was sharing with you the other day about like how married couples are like their net worth is higher than single people usually. Yeah. You know, and they make more money, they keep more money, but it's because they have more pressure. They have more people counting on them, you know? I'm sure it's not like 100% accurate, like family to family, but as a whole, as an average, like the consensus is that, you know, married couples have a higher net worth than non-married couples. And also parents specifically have a higher net worth than people who aren't parents, because there is pressure, and you have a bunch of little people counting on you to do it, to figure it out. Like you have these little people that are expecting you to lead them to a good life.
Yeah. So there's no room to, or time to waste.
Yeah. And there's less room for error. I mean,
like I don't have time to go to even if I did drink, like I don't have time to go sit at a bar and drink out of a glass.
It's just such a waste of time.
I get the social aspect of it, but there's other things I would rather socialize.
That's how I feel about TV. Like I couldn't tell you what's on TV right now.
But that's too also with me getting involved in, you know, the aviation world. Like there's some really interesting and cool people and social stuff going on over there. You know, I'm interested in it. So I'd rather go do stuff like that than go, you know.
Well, and also like your surroundings, like, you know, you're putting yourself in an environment. If you had to choose between putting yourself in a bar, right, drinking at the bar or a club or whatever, and then you're putting yourself in an environment, you know, at a with the
Well,
Conroe Regional Airport over here with a bunch of old guys.
We were walking off the helicopter to come in to wrap up. I got the door for this fella. He was holding a golf club. He got straight off of his plane. I got the door for him because we're both on the tarmac, and then I opened the door for he and his daughter. I didn't talk to him, but I'm there,
Right.
So, and he was just in the lobby hanging out. The guys are chatting, and I'm new to the world, but it's like these are big people doing some stuff
but
here.
think about the settings, right? Think about the bar, drinking at the bar, okay, and the people that are there at that location. Not knocking anybody if they like to go to a bar, but question: are you more likely to meet, network and meet high net worth, influential, mentor type individuals, or are you more likely to meet that type of person at the airport, at a mastermind, at some sort of self-development conference? Like, are you more likely to meet a growth-minded mentor, good influence type of person there? I think the answer is clear, you know?
For sure.
But, it's important to think about the environments that you're putting yourself in. And if you can't trust yourself in the environment, don't go to the environment, Yeah. That's why we don't go to bars. We don't go to clubs, I
think we tried to a couple times a long time ago.
Freaking hated it. I was like, can we leave? This is terrible.
This is when we got to try to drink a shot of something and try to do that. And it was just. Well,
it's not coming from a place of like, we're better than these people kind of thing. It's not coming from there at all. It's just like, this just feels so
waste of time for us.
But it felt very like, why am I here? Like I don't feel right being here, Like
what we find fun
I just
is
felt
changed,
uncomfortable.
Because we're supposed to go have fun. We're like, let's go do that and have fun. We're like, this isn't.
It was in Cancun.
Fun for us.
One of the moments where like everyone's like, we met these like other people.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, let's go to this place. And I was just like, and we got to the place. And I was like, this is not my place. Like I can't. I'm sorry. I can't be in here.
Dark underbelly of Cancun.
I was like, I
party
just
scene.
Feel so uncomfortable here. I don't know why. I just was like, I gotta go.
Dark.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Darkness up in there.
I didn't like it at all. Like my whole, like my spirit was like, like get out of there.
Yeah.
And I listened to that because I was like, I'm just not going to be here in this spot. Like, no offense to you guys, like no judgment at all. I don't feel right being here, And so, and that was just like, okay, well, I'm going to leave the environment. I don't want to be here. It doesn't feel right. There's other places that felt, so much more right that we can spend time at, So anyway, we just wanted to have a little bit of like a honest and open conversation with you guys about just things to give up, things we've given up, things that we have opted for instead. And, maybe this resonated with some of you guys. And my hope is that, you do a little reflection and maybe a little audit of your own life and just like see if there's anything here that helps you make a little bit more sense about, how to get to your destination in a faster way and a less painful way, and these are some of the things that for us have made a huge difference.
It helped us pick a lot of speed up by moving away from those things and into other things. So
like this
little baby, little Memphis.
Yeah.
So we'll wrap there, guys. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.
See ya.